that's when the cops found the hooker's body. Oh, hey players, Coach Travis here. Welcome to the Coach's Corner this week. We're playing a little game right now, but I want to talk to you this week about the most dreaded, hated player you're going to run into at the poker table. Yes, of course I'm talking about the dreaded poker Nazi. That's right. You know, I was at the Bell Cincinnati game, and I ran into a poker Nazi at this game who was so bad, he made a woman at the table cry. Who was just there with her husband, her first event, and, you know, she's just trying to have a good time, and he's on her like white on a rice, like ticks on a dog. You know, to quote Dr. Phil, these are just sad, lonely, depressed people that crave attention. They're not very, you know, very smart. You know, I think really they're not very confident in their own poker playing skills or their hand. The only way they feel confident is by trying to run everything. I asked Jimmy Allen who's the poker room manager over Horseshoe. He hates. I said, "What's your most hated poker player that you run into?" He goes, "You know, Coach." He goes, "It's the poker Nazi." He goes, "Nothing like having a customer try to tell you how to do your job." You know, he points out some good facts. You know, each casino state has different rules. You need to read them when you go visit the poker room. Because, you know, each place does things differently than maybe the way you do things at your house game. You know, there's 10,000 different ways to play poker. And, you know, one casino may do it different than other, than different than a house game, than different than a league game, than different than a charity game. These guys think they're pros, waiting for that call from Vegas. Well, guess what? They're not going to get that call. One of their favorite sayings, you'll recognize these people, is you'll be shot if we were, you know, at the casino or in Vegas or whatever. When you run into a poker Nazi, trust me, you'll know it. 9999! When you make your bet, you must announce what you are doing when you put your chips. You'll stack the chips and you announce. If we were at the casino, you would be dragged out to the street and shot! No oil paper! The biggest problem is they don't know the difference. Poker Nazis, I think one of their biggest problems is they don't know the difference between a social game and a serious game. Here's a couple ground rules to help you understand. If the buy-in's $100 or less, it's a social game. If you have add-ons or rebuys or this other stuff, it's a social game. It's a charity game. You know, they're trying to raise funds. If it's held for charity, you know, it's a social game. If Phil Hellmuth is playing in it, it's a scam. Get out. Anyways, if it's held in any place other than a casino or a place that normally has gambling, if it's held in a house, a lodge, a church, a gymnasium, it's a social game. You know, and if you really could get shot at the game, then it's a serious game. But that's a whole other topic when we talk about when the social game becomes serious and you need to call your best buddy to come escort you out because you're scared walking out with all these guys' money that they're going to shoot you. You know, the key is just, you know, when I see him, I let him know. I say, hey, you know, you need to ease up, partner. But, you know, you're going to run into him. Just be used to it. But remember, you know, poker is, I know, you know, if you're in a serious game, it's serious. It should be played serious. But you want to encourage people to play, not turn them off from the game. Remember, poker should be fun. Now, you see why I'm on medication. The most important thing to remember, players, is that poker, it's just as important as winning as it is to have fun. Have fun when you're playing poker. And remember, be a good sport!